Abortion protests are at the heart of a First Amendment case that the Supreme Court will hear soon. The question, should the government ever forbid pro-life protesters from showing gruesome images of aborted babies in public? As Paul Strand reports, the case transcends abortion and could have serious implications for free speech in America.
Ken Scott would be considered somewhat of a rabble-rouser among pro-lifers. He and his fellow protesters routinely yell at customers and workers at Denver's largest abortion clinic.
God says do not murder, Steve.
And they often display large, horrifying photos of what they consider the most horrifying of acts, the killing, often dismembering, of little unborn babies.
The signs here portray the results of abortion, and that's why the protests exist, because it's the taking of a human life in a very gruesome and gory way.
Scott talked to CBN News just outside the clinic.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, and it shows the truth. Where's the picture of choice for all these girls over there saying, I believe in choice? They're not showing the picture.
But showing such images outside what they consider an abortion-supporting church in full view of children during an outdoor processional earned them an injunction against displaying their graphic posters. Colorado's courts declared such images caused psychological harm, including to the pastor's daughter. The judge who slapped the injunction on Scott wrote, Reverend Carlson's daughter, age 7, buried her face in a hymnal as she passed the protesters and was still upset about the posters I've described several days later.
In this present age, when safeguarding our children is the #1 thing, this seems like a pretty open and shut case. Of course we want to protect our kids.
I'm a parent. I don't want my children to be disturbed and upset.
But UCLA professor Eugene Volokh has officially petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to review this case and declare the First Amendment completely protects showing such gruesome images.
If you allow courts to restrict speech simply because there's some evidence that some children are upset and disturbed, and in the court's view that is tantamount to psychological harm, that would allow a restriction on a vast range of speech that needs to remain constitutionally protected.
Volokh points out such gruesome photos helped bring an end to lynchings of African Americans and made the Holocaust real to a shocked world.
Photographs of the dead and the near dead from the concentration camps were very important in getting people to fully understand what it is that happened there.
Again and again in American history, injustice has been brought to an end when people saw the victims of that injustice. That's what we're trying to do here with these signs.
If the U.S. Supreme Court lets the Colorado law against these images stand, these pro-lifers and other opponents warn it will eat away at one of America's most cherished rights, freedom of speech.
Because if a law lets you tell me what I can no longer show or tell, even if I think it's of paramount importance, well, who's to say someone someday can't use that same law to prevent you from saying or showing what you think matters most? Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from the campus of UCLA.